From the air, Syria looks beautiful, even peaceful. It's an impression that defies logic, but it's hard to ignore this perspective from a Russian military flight. We're making our way to Qaryatayn from Khamim Air Base in western Syria. But the idyllic appearance is, of course, deceptive.
This journey is highly dangerous because of many IS jihadists on the ground, despite this seemingly peaceful atmosphere.
Qaryatayn must have been pretty once, but much of its beauty has been lost. The name Qaryatayn means two villages, but now it resembles a ghost town. Up until a year ago, it was home to 14,000 people, the majority of them Sunni Muslims and Syrian Christians. One night last August, militants from the so-called Islamic State kidnapped 250 people and took over the town. It's been barely a week since Syrian regime forces liberated Qaryatayn, with substantial support from Russian troops. They were distributing care packages at the marketplace when we arrived. Russia says it's delivered 15 tons of food supplies to those in need. This Russian officer tells the people, "We're on your side." That's what it says in Russian and Arabic on these bags of food. Everyone gets 2 kilos of rice, 2 cans of high-quality beef, 2 cans of sardines, and 2 kilos of sugar. Fortunately, many were able to flee before IS took over the town, like 72-year-old Abduram Abdallah, who was able to make his way to Damascus and stay with relatives. But he says he returned as soon as he heard Qaryatayn was liberated. He's full of gratitude for the Syrian army and the Russians who helped drive IS out. The Syrian flag above the entrance to the church could be the symbol of a new beginning for Qaryatayn. This is where the IS had its command centre. That's why it survived largely unscathed, apart from the altar and the cemetery. Holding Mass here is unthinkable for now. So what do local residents say about the prospects of Muslims and Christians coexisting after what IS terrorists did here?
In Syria, we've always lived together. I can't imagine it any other way. Syria is like a big mosaic, and we're all the stones that fit together. If one of those stones falls out, the whole mosaic is damaged.
Under the floor in this part of the church, the IS set up a makeshift prison and torture chamber. This is where the inhabitants of Qaryatayn were brought and forced to pay the terrorist militias or be tortured. A church should be the most peaceful place on earth. It radiates nothing but goodness. But when I think of what went on here, it breaks my heart. We leave Qaryatayn with the special Russian units whose protection is crucial because the ceasefire is subject to violation every day. But we've had a rare glimpse of a town that Assad's forces have liberated with Russian assistance.
After their military campaign backing the Syrian government armed forces with firepower, the Russians now have more power at the negotiation table as well. They have made successes in the operation against IS possible, and they will not be willing to forfeit the prize for winning. Moscow will remain an influential player in this region.
The word from Damascus is that Aleppo will be the next city to be liberated. That's where more than 1,000 jihadists are said to be heavily armed. There too, Assad will need Russia's help.